red lights go out, and it's a pretty even start from Dan Sylvester and Dan Brown. A great start from Jack Ashton in the Metro. He's passed Polly already and is alongside Will South as they head off towards Ritchie's corner, but it's will to will for the leaders, and Dan Brown is through, I think, into the lead. He's got past Sylvester. Will South tries to come around the outside in the Peugeot.
South's back into third place ahead of Ashton, but it's the black car. The ones that flying off on the outside. Dan Brown leads, Sylvester second.
It's Brough in the Clio we were talking about.
Yeah.
But he's got back going, so I hope he hasn't had too much contact in all of that. There's Arguelles, 57, the championship leader. Not sure if he's really made much progress as of yet. Ashton really wide, and that's allowed Polly up the inside through Palmer for fourth. So that good start from Ashton. I think he's back now where he started. But Polly has therefore lost a bit of touch with the leaders. Dan Brown, who locks up into the Agostini hairpin. He may run wide because of that. Ben Morton in the Integra has made a good start. He started on row 4 and he's possibly getting past Jack Ashton there. But for second place, Will South right on terms with Sylvester.
And Will South with a rear wheel about 3 inches off the deck and full sideways coming out of there. Absolutely superb to watch.
Yeah, he won one of these races at Castle Combe last year when he made his debut in the series, now committing to a full season.
He races there quite a bit. Yeah, I have done over the years.
Yeah, like I say, going, I think, full season with us this year at the 750 Motor Club. And Martin Paget's made a really good start because he started 25th. David Drinkwater started 17th and he's behind him already. So Martin Paget going well in Class C. So we'll keep an eye on the classes as well during the course of this race. But the leaders up front, we've still got 5 together really. Ashton dropping away. So after an initial good start for Jack Ashton, he's having a problem.
Take Taverner out over the curves, I think it probably was.
Yeah, that's right. There's Drinkwater and there's Paget behind. They started nowhere near each other on the grid, but they are together now. There's Arguelles in 57. So yeah, he hasn't really made any progress on this opening lap. Just doesn't want to get caught up in any incidents. And then let's see how quick the car is after that. 21 David Walsh, I think, is the Class B leader in the Clio. He's got the Corrado behind, so that's made a good start for Stuart Kennedy. As the leaders come through, all pretty close. And then a second pack for 6th, being headed by Jack Ashton, just ahead of Scott Smith in his Honda Civic. But it's Dan Brown that leads in 45. Second is 37, Dan Sylvester. Third is 34, Will South. Fourth is 36, Ryan Polly. And fifth is 67, Ben Morton. And they're all together there, down into the hairpin. Ryan Polly in the Mac Tools Honda Civic there, getting back up to speed. He's on terms now with Will South. Polly, who won the first 4 races of the season at Donington Park and Brands Hatch. He's right there then with Will South in the Peugeot 205. And
that B class is Walsh in 21, 13 is Kennedy, and Mandipira third in 69, ahead of Shea Kavanagh in 122.
Yeah, so that's interesting. That's potentially then going to get a new winner in Class B, a class that was dominated early on by Arguelles and Matthew Mandipira, and then Jason Brough, who got that most recent win at Cadwell. Ryan Polly still hasn't got the better of Will South, who's, I think, got a 2-litre engine in his Peugeot 205. And then Polly, who I think has a 2.4-litre in the Civic, but the Peugeot will be lighter, of course. Scott Smith has got the better of Jack Ashton for 6th. Yeah, there we got a shot of David Walsh. Looks like he's quite a long way ahead in Class B as well. So he's going well. I think someone is pretty new to racing. But for the lead of the race, Dan Sylvester's right with Brown now. So after that good start from Dan Brown, Sylvester coming stronger on this second lap, Marcus.
Yeah, down at Brundle you could see that in the second place car, Sylvester was looking very, very balanced going in. And the next 3 followed. Self in the red Peugeot remains 3rd. Polly in the blue Honda is 4th, and then the white Honda Integra of Ben Morton continues to chase. Popping over the curbs is Dan Brown. You're trying to stay off those curbs to maximise your exit speed. So this very, very long straight.
For 3rd, Ryan Polly's alongside Will South now, and Ben Morton with the Integra going with him. So Will South might lose out here into Ritchie's. He's on the inside line of Morton, so I think he's just lost out to Polly. He's kept ahead of Morton. The second Integra that started from the back was 18th on the first lap, 137 Kevin Talbot, who passes us now. So where's he got to? 13th. So he started 31st. He was 18th and then 13th for Kevin Talbot. And He's only lapping a couple of seconds slower than the leaders, despite being having to pass so many cars.
And probably stuck in traffic as well.
Absolutely right. So we'll keep an eye on him making his hot hatch debut this weekend. And a good result here will put him in a good grid position for tomorrow, which is based on the race results in hot hatch. But for the lead of the race, we have a battle going on. Dan Brown ahead of Dan Sylvester. For Brown, those wins that came at Cadwell Park partly because of Sylvester's engine dramas. So he'd really like to beat him on the road today, I should think. Sylvester's done the fastest lap, a 10.6, 2 minutes 10.6. Which was about 7 tenths quicker than the car ahead. Big slide though from Sylvester. Did he save it? So as Will Self goes off behind, so obviously he's got a problem. But I wonder what happened to Sylvester, because he had a very big slide, a big opposite lock moment, which may have not gone very well for Self. Is it a puncture? Looks like it might be in the Peugeot.
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah, Sylvester's he's not there. Where is Dan Sylvester then? Oh, there he is, but he's behind Polly, so he's third. So that big slide he had through Williams did drop Dan Sylvester down the order. So he's dropped down to third, just ahead of Ben Morton.
It's a CRX going round. Ivor Mears with the winged BMW in the middle of it.
So Dan Brown's got a big lead now, about 2.5 seconds over Ryan Polly. He's going very quickly into the final corner. He managed to get the car turned in okay, though. There's Polly, there's Sylvester after that big moment. Then Ben Morton. This is really good from Ben Morton, one of the best we've seen him go in the Integra to go with the leaders. 11.05 is Dan Brown's time, fractionally quicker with Ryan Polly. And Sylvester, who lost about 4 seconds in that moment, is third. Fourth is Morton. Big gap back to fifth, which is now number 27, Scott Smith, who's just ahead of Sean Green.
But Green is looking up the inside, isn't quite close enough.
Talbot is ninth now in the second Integra on your screens, 137 coming through from the back of the grid. The 37-year-old from Hertfordshire. The car's got a 2.4 litre Honda K24 engine. He's only been racing for a couple of years, but Kevin Talbot, very impressive here. He's going to gain more positions. There's our Class B leader, David Walsh, in the Renault Clio. He leads that class by, about 5 seconds, more than that possibly. Matthew Mandapira is second now, ahead of Stuart Kennedy. But Walsh going really well in that Clio 197. He's even ahead of Jack Ashton now, who seems to be struggling a bit in the Metro.
Yeah, flattered to deceive that fantastic start by Jack Ashton.
Class C is being led by David Drinkwater. He's now about 4 seconds ahead of Martin Paget, who was the other driver to make a really good start. Championship leader Joel Ogaias between them is in 16th overall. And something like 5th in class, I think. So we're halfway through, we're on lap 4. And continue to watch David Walsh, who I think is 9th now after Kevin Talbot's got past him in this Class B leading car. He's done a 2 minute 17 during the course of this race. There's Kevin Talbot ahead. He's going past Tate Taverner now, so that is 7th for Talbot. And then behind David Walsh has Jack Ashton and I think Mo Benalla just behind. As the overall leader comes up across the line, Dan Brown. For second place, Ryan Polly's been caught by Dan Sylvester. Sylvester, who's in the 9s. That's a new lap record in hot hatch. A 2 minutes 9.91 for Dan Sylvester. That beats Phil Wright's lap record from last year. So he is chasing really hard. He's a second quicker than Polly, who tries to defend as they come down into the hairpin. So Sylvester pulls to the left-hand side of the circuit. He's going to try and go right round the outside of Ryan Polly here. It's a long way round, but it is a bank corner. So can he get a better exit up towards Palmer, Marcus?
Yeah, he's tucked into the slipstream, and he's not going to get it at Palmer, but there might be a different matter at Agostini when they get there in a second. But 2:09.91, that's 1 and a bit seconds quicker than race leader Dan Brown, which suggests that over the course of the race, even though it might only have another 2 laps to go, there is every possibility that there might be a challenge mounted on the lead. This mixed bag coming up here, they're all over the place. Look, there's sort of 6 or 7 cars there, and really, really tight in the mid-pack.
Yeah, that CRX, which has fallen a bit in the race. Archie Styrant having his race debut. You've also got Callum Perfect in there. Paul Warren, a couple of Class C cars just behind Ivan Mares. Perfect's on the grass, I think, which isn't particularly ideal.
I think that's an imperfect line from Perfect, isn't it? Always gets a bit sideways, everybody turns in, and the one's got one got really out of shape there, and Perfect's got a good exit there.
Oh,
there was
dear.
always a bit bumping and boring there. Thank you very much. Someone else goes round.
That's 83, I think, Paul Adams. It turns out you can't go four abreast at Snetterton, I think we just found out.
That's bad, isn't it? Yeah, yeah.
Jamie Naylard's Mini was
coincidence,
involved.
surely.
Yeah, Jamie Naylard's Mini was involved in that as well. Paul Adams' Clio, I think, was involved. Here's Kevin Talbot. He's going to get fifth in a moment because that's Scott Smith just ahead of him. He's in the 11s, Kevin Talbot, so he's not that much slower than Dan Brown, the race leader. So he could be impressive tomorrow. What's happened to Sylvester? He is dropping a long way behind the top two, so I wonder if he's had another mistake. There's Chris Woods, I think he was the other car involved. His car heavily smoking up there at Palmer, the Citroen C2. So that's got damage, but yeah, so Sylvester's had a mistake, then a quick lap, then another mistake possibly. So he's quick.
Consistently inconsistent at the moment.
It's one thing being quick, isn't it? You need to
maintain it, really.
Yeah, string a few laps together.
Look at Talbot up into fifth, Smith sixth, Scott Smith sixth, Sean Green seventh, Tate Taverner eighth.
Yeah, so this will be Kevin Talbot's first lap. There's Paul Warren's damaged car. He was the other car involved.
With the wing mirror hanging at a jaunty angle on the passenger door.
He gets his sponsors on there, at least how it is, but not quite how he wanted. Callum Perfect also. I think all the cars involved in that incident have stopped eventually. Point I was going to make, Kevin Talbot, his next lap will be his first lap without traffic, so that'll be interesting to see what pace he's got.
Yeah, so far his best lap is a 2:13.01. 2:11 flat for Polly last time run was 600ths quicker than Dan Brown, but the record still with Sylvester at 2:09 at 91. He was nearly 6 seconds slower that lap, 5.5 seconds certainly.
Yeah, we'll see if we can find out later with Dan what happened, because the second one we didn't see. So for the Honda CRX of Archie Styrant, he was the car behind all that incident, so he gained a load of positions because of that. We've got one lap to go, I think, at the end of this one, so it's going to be a 7-lap race. Dan Brown is at Coram. Now, is Ryan Polly catching the leader? We'll have to look at that gap. I don't think it's probably going to not be by enough. There's Kevin Talbot. He's pulling clear of Scott Smith, who in turn is pulling clear of Sean Green. But up onto the up towards the line, and to start the last lap is Dan Brown. He's done a 2:11.4. Polly's done a 2:11.1, so he's 3 tenths quicker. So that's probably not quite enough.
2.19 it's come down to. Sylvester and Morton are still running together. Sylvester squeezing a little bit out of that one.
Brown's taken it right up on the white line.
Yeah, he locked a wheel there, didn't he, and got a bit sideways.
So what's Talbot done? A 2:11.5 is his first lap without traffic, so he's right on the pace of the others.
Yeah, 10th outside Dan Brown's lap last time through.
So I think Kevin Talbot will be a one for tomorrow, because he'll be able to start at the front tomorrow. So he will very much be involved in this. Dan Brown locks up again. Now he's sort of in a position, okay, he won at Cadwell, but that was on sort of different circumstances without the extra competition. He's sort of in a position we haven't seen him in before.
Tricycling through there and put the pogoing with dropping the wheel down. That left rear wheel well in the air.
He's just got to get through another half a lap, and then he'll have his third win in a row.
And the bright blue car of Ryan Polly sort of looming in his mirrors if he cares to look. Probably doesn't at the moment, to be honest.
That'd be heading towards another mistake, I guess, if you look in your mirror too much. I guess it's quite tempting, though, isn't it, to see how close he is. Now, he's got traffic to deal with, which we've got through pretty much the whole race without traffic. So Dan Brown just want to deal with that without problem. That's Nick Hayes, I think, in his Fiesta. And yeah, that wasn't a problem. There's our Class C leader, David Drinkwater, by the way, the multiple champion. He's on his way for another class win. But for the overall win, it's going to be 3 in a row for Dan Brown by the looks of it. He's got one more corner to go. He looks a break again. He's up on 3 wheels again, but he's got through okay.
Missed the apex by country mile because of that. It was all very spectacular. But here he comes then. It's going to be Dan Brown to win this one in car 45 from Ryan Polly in 36. In third place will be, when he's home, just Dan Sylvester in 37.